A farmer may ask, what is optimal milk production? Is it 1 liter, 5 liters, 10 liters, or how many? Uh, Hello farmers, and welcome to yet another episode on daily farming. Remember to subscribe to get an update every time I upload a new video. Today we are focusing on optimal milk production. Back to our previous question, what is optimal milk production? The answer to that question is not specific. I mean, there is no specific answer to that question. The optimum can be described as the maximum amount of milk a cow can produce with all the production factors held constant. That is, a cow, you have the best breed of a cow, you have observed good nutrition, cow housing, you have done the best, you have also observed cow comfort and many other good animal husbandry practices. There are a variety of factors that influence milk production, which some are outside the farmer's control, like the ecological conditions where a farmer practices dairy farming. Others, like feeding, are much influenced by the farmer. I will go through a few of the factors that can be controlled by the farmers to tip milk production in their favor, regardless of the ecological conditions where they are practicing dairy farming. Factor number one is the breed. Choosing the best breed for milk production is the first factor to consider. Which breed is the best? It is common knowledge that some breeds are milk producers while others are not. For example, a cow like this one, a Friesian. This is the best breed. Specifically, the Holstein Friesian is the best breed for milk production. If a farmer has another type of dairy cows or another breed, he can either sell, add some money, and then buy this kind of breed, or alternatively a farmer can upgrade the cows which he has through artificial insemination. You consult a veterinary officer, and then the veterinary officer will advise you on the way forward on how to achieve a pure breed from the cow that you have. The next factor that we are going to look at is feeding. You may have a best breed like this one, but you are unable to feed, or you fail to feed your cow properly. With having a best breed and failing to feed it properly still will result in poor production. The cow will not be able to produce optimally, as they say. If you look at a cow like this one, for example, it is resting, it is lying down. What does that one tell you? If you look at the feeding trough, this one, you'll notice that there is feed. There is feed here, adequate of feeds. You'll notice that this is an indication that the cow has fed, it has had enough, and it is now resting. That is an indication that the farmer has fed the cow well. On the other hand, feeding is not just feeding. Just like humans, cows need good balanced diets and adequate feeds to fend off diseases and produce maximally. Before any farmer ventures into dairy farming, a source of feeds should be paramount in his mind. It should be the first factor that he will consider, so that his cows does not die because of hunger. Generally, feeds can be categorized into 3 groups. That is proteins, for that is for bodybuilding. Then there is carbohydrates inclusive of fats and oils. That is for energy, generally for energy. And then there is vitamins and water. A point of note to the farmer is that feeding moldy grains, concentrates, soiled foliage, or spoiled silage is harmful, as it is loaded with aflatoxins and other harmful toxins that lead to poisoning of both the animal and the milk. And in extreme cases where a cow has fed large amounts of feed that has toxins or poisons, a farmer can lose an animal. And if you have several animals, for example 5 or 10, and you lose all of them, then that one is a great loss to the farmer. Another factor that a farmer has to look at is, before we go to the next factor, still on production or still on feeding, to reduce the cost of production, that is the cost of feeding. Feeding is one of the areas that a farmer incurs a lot of cost, because today the cost of feeds has escalated at a high level. So to reduce the cost of production, a farmer has to think of a way of how to reduce the cost of feeds or the cost of feeding generally. A farmer can locally produce his own fodder throughout the year by ensuring proper fodder preservation and a good water harvesting system. The purpose of the good water harvesting system is to ensure that fodder production is throughout the year. So throughout the year, even in the dry months. A farmer can then outsource for high quality raw materials at an affordable price to formulate his own concentrates instead of buying from the shops. Nowadays, most of the feed that we buy from the shops has been adulterated. That is, it has been mixed with the quality has gone down because it has been mixed with other things that are substandard. That is, the feed is substandard. That is what I mean. A farmer can outsource for quality raw materials at an affordable price, and then formulate his own concentrate. And this will lower his production cost significantly. Combining formulating your own feeds and producing your own fodder, it will significantly cut the cost of production to a farmer. Additionally, a farmer must supplement his cows with supplements like minerals, with the mineral supplements, which can be in form of either feed blocks, mineral feed blocks, or salt that is generally bought from the shop. If, for example, for this case, if we look at this farmer here, we can see a trough, and this trough, if you take a closer look, you see that this trough is for concentrates. The farmer has been giving concentrates to this cow. Now that the cow is aware that we are here, it has stood up to acknowledge us. How are you, cow? How are you? Good afternoon. You are okay? You are well? Okay, back onto our topic. We were speaking about supplementation. We have seen that this farmer has a trough where he feeds concentrates. If you look at the other hand here, you can see another trough, and if you look closely here, you'll see that this one is loaded with salt. I think This has been bought from the shops. It is salt that has been bought from the shop. That is a point of note to the farmer, and the farmer should observe that. The other issue that the farmer should look at is the issue of livestock drinking water. This one can be contaminated with bacteria and other materials. That is, if the water has stayed for long without being changed, the water can be contaminated by multiple agents like algae, humus from the cows themselves, dissolved solids, which in turn cause odor and influence the taste and appearance of the water, as well as aid multiplication of harmful bacteria there, and thus provision of clean drinking water at the right temperatures on a daily basis is essential. For example, now you can see that this cow has moved from its resting place. It is here, and it has just been taking water. It is very hot here, and if you look at, if I show you, you can see a tank here. It might not be very visible, but I hope you can see it. The tank is here, and the cow is now drinking water. The water has been, from what I gather, is that the water is changed regularly on a daily basis. That is to prevent multiplication of bacteria, growth of algae, and infection of the water by other agents, as we have discussed. The next point of note to the farmer, the next factor that the farmer has to consider in order for maximum production of a cow is the structure, the house itself, how the structure is built. The housing should go hand in hand with the cow comforts. That is, housing is not just housing, and a good farmer does not house an animal just for the sake of it. A good house should ensure that a cow is sheltered from extreme weather conditions like we are seeing now. The sun is too hot around here, and you can see for yourself. And the other extreme weather conditions that we can think of are rain, maybe frost in some areas, winds, and so our cow should be sheltered well to prevent, to protect it from the vagaries of the weather. A cow is sheltered from a cow barn should not be enclosed with walls. That is the next point. A cow barn, for example, a house like this one for a cow, as you can see, it has a lot of open spaces, as you can see, and this farmer has done quite well. Though this cow house or this barn has not been cemented, the farmer has really tried. Though there is always room for improvement, the farmer has really tried. You can see that the sides are laden with the open spaces. There are no enclosed walls, and this is very good, as it enables free air circulation. Whenever there are enclosed spaces, a problem arises, as a lack of good air circulation causes a problem we call to cows that we call heat stress. That is whereby a lot of heat causes, a cow is exposed to a lot of heat that results from the enclosed spaces, and this in turn causes reduction in the production of a cow. Normally, heat stress causes reduction of a cow up to 8%. I mean, it cuts production of a cow up to 8%. The other factor is the roof. The roof, as you can see, it is not very high as recommended. Generally, it is advisable that the roof should be about not less than 4 meters high. But bearing in mind how the farmer has built this structure, then I don't see the problem with the roof being a bit lower, as seen a case like this one. Another factor that a farmer should bear in mind when designing a barn is water stress, as we have seen. Apart from heat stress, there is also something else that we call water stress. We have seen that this farmer has a watering point over there, that is where water is changed regularly. Lack of water or inadequate water to an animal is critical. Remember, milk is about 80% water, and when a cow lacks water, so many metabolic processes of the cow are bound to fail. That is, the cow may ruminate but may have problems digesting the feed, either the concentrates or the forage. So water stress should be a factor that a farmer should consider, and they should avoid it by providing adequate water that is clean, it is in adequate amount, and it is available all the time to the cow. And the farmer should also make sure that the water is at the best, or it is at good temperatures. The water should not be, for example, too hot in hot areas where the water gets hot, or too cold for the cow. That one will not be good for the cow. If the farmer has several cows, that is, let us take for example that the farmer has about 5 or 10 cows, or even a scenario of about 20 cows. The farmer then can provide watering points which are easily accessible by the animals, and at a ratio of about 3 to 4 cows per watering point, depending on the numbers we have said. As we discussed earlier, the traps should be cleaned regularly, and clean drinking water at the right temperatures available all the time. In regard to the cow comfort, as we have said, the sleeping area should be cemented, and if it's not possible to cement, for example a case like this one, you can see that the farmer has not cemented because he's a budding farmer. He has not cemented his barn, but from what you can gather that the farmer has put beddings, dry beddings. You can source for materials that you can use as beddings as the farmer, and this one will be very good for the cows. This one, alternatively, if you have cemented your house, then the cemented floor is easy to clean. If you have also cemented your house, you can provide a cow mattress if you have the money. A cow mattress also provides extra comfort to the cow. You can also do what we call, you can also lace your sleeping area with sawdust. Sawdust also provides good comfort to the cow, but this one should not be used in calf pens, because the calves tend to ingest or eat the sawdust, leading to other problems. Apart from providing a mattress or using sawdust or cementing your area for a cow to be comfortable, the other factor that you should observe is cleanliness of the barn. This one should also be paramount because a dirty barn or where a cow stays in poor hygienic conditions and results to the so-called hygienic diseases. These encompass diseases like mastitis and foot rot, which are very dangerous and lowers production of a cow. The other farming practices that a farmer should also consider is deworming practices, which should be carried. A farmer can carry them either after 3 months or monthly, depending on the severity of the infestations. Deworming and then spraying. Spraying is also essential for the control of ticks. Ticks are dangerous as they suck blood from animals and also cause some diseases that we'll talk about later on. Diseases like ECF, East Coast Fever. Another important aspect that I would like to share with the farmers is record keeping. You'll find that most farmers rely on memory to keep an animal's history. Relying on memory to monitor the history of a cow, I mean, it's a bad practice and should be avoided by serious farmers. Record keeping is the only sure way to monitor and evaluate animals, may it be in production, upgrading, or disease monitoring. Up to that point, I will now briefly give you what we call guidelines or checklist that a farmer can use to judge or diagnose a feeding problem at his farm. The first point on this checklist is milk production. First of all, which breed do you have? How much milk is that breed producing? Is it the number that is expected, or is it the number that you expect? What stage? I mean, while evaluating the amount of milk that a good breed is producing, or the breed that you have is producing, you should consider factors like lactation stage, whether the cow is in lactation, or the general history of the cow. I mean, which should be obtained from the records. Factor number 2 that I'll give you that you can use to evaluate the production at your farm is the body condition score. This one generally is the general body condition of a cow. If you look at a cow like this one, how does it look? Does it look healthy? How is the coat? Like now you can see it is licking itself. That one might be an indication of either fleas, which are external parasites, or let me be an indication of something else like ticks. If you look at the coat of the animal, how does it look? Is it smooth, shiny? Is it falling off, or how does it look? That one will tell you of the general health of the cow. That is what we call the body condition score. I think I'll also incorporate coat, hair coat of the animal into the body condition score. The general status of the animal, which is our point number 3, can be also be evaluated by observing the behavior of a cow. If you are a serious farmer and you always visit your cows, mostly when they are feeding, when they are resting, when they are taking water, when they are taking supplements, any slight change in an animal, you are likely to notice. So the general health status of a cow can easily be noticed by a health farmer. By a farmer who is serious or who visits his cows regularly. For example, if you find that you have a herd of 5 cows and one has isolated itself from the rest, then that one should be a sign that there's a health problem. Watery eyes in a cow is also another sign. Falling off hair or coat, the coat of the cow is rough or it is laced with some indications of either external parasites or a disease. That one should tell you that there is a problem in the other status of a cow. The other guideline question that the farmer should ask himself is water available all the time? If not, how is the farmer going about solving this problem? The other one, briefly, is the type of roughage or the type of feed. Remember, feed is categorized into roughages and concentrates. So, is the type of feed you are feeding the cow may it be roughage, may it be concentrates? Is it enough for the cow? According to studies, a cow generally eats 3% of its body weight. That is enough feed for the cow. So if you can be able to estimate the body weight of a cow, then you can find 3% of that and give it that in terms of feed. So is the feed that you are giving it enough for that cow? And question number 2, is the feed balanced, or you are just giving it feed just for the sake of it? The other guideline question is do your animals have a steady supply of supplements, as we talked about earlier? Supplements are things like a cow's supplements can be done in form of salt licks, feed blocks, as we saw earlier. These are just minerals that are supplemented to the cow to alleviate any deficiency. That is those minerals that are not generally found in fodder or concentrates can be found through salts. Yeah, and up to that point, before we wind up, you should also ask yourself whether your cow is having enough concentrates and whether they are balanced. I think we spoke about that. And generally or basically, an alert farmer should be able to detect any changes in an animal. Up to that point, I would like to say thanks for being with me, and I hope you have learned a lot on this episode. Don't forget to subscribe so that we can learn and grow together. Till next time, I'll just say have a good farming practice what you have learned, and bye bye for now. See you in the next one.